Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Shalom. Assalamu alaikum and good evening to you, my esteemed fellow guests and honorees. It's a profound honor for me to receive this Ray of Light Award from EMET and my dear friend Sarah. I do accept it with great humility. Not just for myself, but for all those who stood with me when moral clarity carried a cost here in the United States, in Pakistan, and across the Muslim world. Little bit about me. I come from a family that believe public service is indeed a sacred tradition, a sacred obligation. My grandmother was the founder of modern Pakistan. She was the elected Muslim woman in Indian Congress, Hyderabad, and has a civil rights, as a women's rights advocate. She wrote dozens of books on Islam and women. And then she mobilized thousands of women for the Pakistan movement in 1947 and prior to that. After partition in 1947, she founded the first Muslim women's organization to rehabilitate and empower Pakistani women, especially the widows of the partition. She founded residential colonies for them, microloan opportunities for them, and she built schools, colleges, standing shoulder to shoulder with the First Lady of Pakistan at that time, the founder's sister, Fatima Jinnah. And that is what these women did. They started the first women's rights, Muslim women's movement in Pakistan. And her legacy today, it remains a very big guiding force in my life. Now her son, who is my father, was also a founding father of Pakistan, and he was a youth leader in India, standing with Jinnah, who was the founder of Pakistan. When Pakistan was born, he became an interfaith leader, and he protected the minorities in Pakistan. He was a legendary journalist. He was an author, a diplomat, and he wrote extensively on Pakistan and Islam. His biography of Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, highlighted the Prophet's commitment to women and interfaith. So my father raised me to be a strong, independent, intellectually disciplined woman equal to any man. He reminded me, this is when I got married in 1989, that Islam is not blind subservience to man. I didn't know what he was talking about at that time. But he told me at that time, you must think and you must speak for yourself. Whether one agrees with his interpretations or not, that's immaterial. But the evidence of his beliefs stands right here in front of you, ladies and gentlemen. I am my father's daughter. And so, I can tell you that I spent a lot of my formative years in England. My father served as a diplomat, and then later on I moved to Saudi Arabia, and yes, that's another story. But eventually I came to the United States and proudly became a United States citizen. Yes, that was a very proud day. And that's when my father told me, he said, you've made America your home, now roll up your sleeves and serve it. And so I did. I worked as a California public school teacher. I served the city, the state, I ran for office. And then I finally said, we need to have a platform for Muslim women, and I founded the American Muslim Women's Empowerment Council. The attacks of September 11 were a defining moment for Muslims in America, and they should have at that time compelled us, Muslims, to look inward, to speak with moral clarity, and to state explicitly that Al-Qaeda's ideology is a betrayal of our faith and our values. But when I reached out to major Muslim organizations in the aftermath, I did not find that clarity. I found hesitation. I found statements rooted in victimhood rather than accountability. That was not the faith I was raised with. It was not the Islam I know. And it was not the standard of responsibility that American citizenship demands of us. So I turned to my father for guidance, and he told me something simple and unmistakably true. He said, if you cannot stand behind them and follow their direction, build your own, find your own direction. And that is exactly what I did. But my dear friends, let me speak candidly. Being a Muslim woman leader in the United States comes with unique challenges. I have been told by fellow Muslim faith leaders, in front of New York Times journalists, wait in the kitchen, sister. I have been told that my voice does not represent Islam because I don't wear a hijab. I have been dismissed in rooms where Muslim women believe that women have no right to speak on theology, policy, or civil rights. These were not personal slights. They are symptoms of something deeper, a culture of silencing, misogyny, and of fear. And silence in moments of crisis is not neutrality. Silence is complicity. As AMMWEC grew, we saw with unmistakable clarity how anti-Semitism had taken root in certain institutions, in mosques, in school districts, on college campuses. Faith was being distorted, not as a source of moral illumination, but as a weapon of division and anti-Semitism. And then came October 7, 2023, the most brutal massacre of the Jewish people since the Holocaust, a day that shook the conscience of the free world. But what shook me the most was hearing members of my own community say, the Jews deserved it. Hitler didn't finish his job. Israel planned October 7th to make Muslims look bad. Jews are cursed. You can't stand with the Jews. On that day, I stood publicly and said, without any hesitation, I stand with the Jewish people, and Hamas is pure evil. And that Israel has a right to defend itself. And like Sarah, I said, I will not be silent. The costs to me were immediate. Half my board resigned. I was accused of being an Israeli agent. And then came the fatwa, the death threat from the Iranian regime. How dare this Muslim woman speak for the state of Israel and the Jewish people. But ladies and gentlemen, if you ask me to do this again, I will. Because I can tell you that moral clarity is non-negotiable. These past years, from the silencing of women to the rise of anti-Semitism and the moral collapse of October 7, have brought us to a moment that demands real honesty. We as Muslims must take responsibility for what is preached in our mosques, for what we allow to take root in our community. We must take responsibility. Many of us came to America fleeing persecution, seeking opportunity, and longing for freedoms denied to us in the lands that we came from. No equality, no right to dissent, no free speech. Yet today, in some corners of our own community, we are undermining the very liberties that brought us here. This requires a definite reckoning. So let me be clear. When Christians are persecuted in Muslim majority countries and we remain silent, we have a problem. When Muslims kill Muslims in Syria and we remain silent, we have a problem. When Kurds are attacked and the world looks away, we have a problem. When Uyghurs are imprisoned and Rohingyas are driven from their homes, trafficked, there is no Muslim outcry. We face a painful truth. We are practicing selective outrage. And if we claim to stand for human rights, then human rights must matter everywhere. Not only when the victims look like us or fit our politics. But the biggest challenge is right here at home, our home. When an elected official in New York calls for a global intifada against Jews and wins, we have a problem. October 7th, wow, great victory, says an imam in Maryland. Kill them one by one, says an imam in Michigan. Every Muslim must do jihad, join the global intifada, says an imam in New Jersey. When imams can preach violence against Jews and Muslims and Muslim leaders say nothing, we have a real problem. And this is not about blame. This is about taking responsibility, moral clarity, and leadership. America gave us refuge, opportunity, constitutional protection. It's time we honor that gift by defending the liberties of others as fiercely as we defend our own. So tonight, I issue a call to policymakers, to faith leaders, and to fellow Muslims. Empower the moderates, engage the reformers, support those who confront extremism from within. You see, because when moderate Muslims are marginalized, extremists grow stronger, bigger, louder. When reformers are isolated, peace is not advanced, it's actually undermined. We must not allow the loudest of voices to be the most radical ones. And so we must build coalitions that bring Jews, Muslims, and Christians, and all Americans with a moral clarity together, who believe in the dignity and sanctity of human life. My dear friends, tonight I dedicate this award to those who stood with us after October 7th. And not just here, but in Muslim countries, in Muslim communities, quietly, overtly, who spoke out against hate, traveled to Israel, and worked to rebuild Abrahamic unity. I stand not as one woman, but as a product of generations of courage guided by faith that demands justice, dignity, and peace to all. Let us build a future where all children, Muslim, Jewish, Christian, walk safely, freely, and where truth, responsibility, and unity guide our actions. Thank you. Thank you, my dear friend Sarah. Shukriya, as we say, Toda Rabba, as Israelis say, and God bless you all, God bless you, our unity, and this beautiful country that we live in. Thank you.
spoke so well.
Thank you, thank you.
Right?
The only reason we're together is